Now those LED trim pieces, can you use a 4-inch cut-in box? Now this one here I think is a 3-inch cut-in box. So there's the first tip. If you think you want to install them in a cut-in box, see, here's a cut-in box. There's flaps on the sides here like that. You slip the box in and you take the screw, tighten the screw. This doink goes like that, and then you tighten the screw and it sucks down onto your ceiling. Now at first glance you might think that's a 4-inch cut-in box. Well, it's not. It's a 3-inch. If you ever have a question, when you go to the store, you look and see what a 3-inch box is and a 4-inch, then you know you're going to get the right box. Last thing you want to do is come home, get ready for your project, find out you don't have the right materials. Now here's the other thing. It did say you could use a 4-inch box, and if you do, then this bracket goodie that comes with the LED light trim, you put that and you slip that into the box, or you screw it. I think you go on the inside. See, I know that this box is too small. I believe this box is too small. You just have to double check. You want to get your trim, you want to put it in there and make sure it fits and all that, and it's going to screw in properly before you come home. Okay, but the funny thing is, on the 4-inch box, when my aunt was at the store, she talked to the electrician in the electrical department, and he said something. He said, well, you put it in a 4-inch cut-in box like that, it might not meet code. So make sure you know what you're doing. Check that out. And I'm not sure, because I didn't talk to anybody. I did not read the full directions to see if it was all approved right. I mean, I don't know why they would make it for a 4-inch box if it was not approved per code. You know what I mean? So check that out first before you decide to do it this way. And the other thing is, with the other way, I think maybe the light, I don't know if the light cascades better, but they talked her into the 5-inch cans, you know, that we installed. Remember, we installed the cans, we decided to do it this way, right here. Now, that was a little bit harder to do everything. It would have been so much easier for me to cut them in with a small little box like that. But, you know, they decided on the other way, so that's how we went. Just check things out before you make your decision.
3-inch would not have fit in that one.
Yeah, I don't think that, yeah, the 3-inch would not have fit. Now here's something else. I had 5 of these, so I had 5 of these brackets, and I'm not going to use the brackets because they're not designed for the 5-inch or 6-inch cans that we put up in the ceiling. Okay, we put 5-inch, and they also have 6-inch cans. So because we're not going to use this, I'm gonna end up throwing this away. But before I throw it away, I'm gonna take out this little ground screw. In case you ever have things that you don't use, it's always a good idea to rob off the parts that you think you might use some other time, because in a metal box, if you need a ground screw, you can use this ground screw. And see, for all the other boxes, here's my ground screws. Remember, I put 5 up, here's 5 ground screws. And then they also give you the screws to mount this with. Well, I don't need them, but by golly, I'm gonna save them. So here's all my screws. Here's the wire nuts that came with it. In case you went to a box like this, you'd have to use these for the wire nuts, right? Okay, and if you do, incidentally, if you do it that way, let me show you what you're going to do with that trim. Now here's the trim. I've already separated everything out of it. I've got it all set to go. Okay, but I just put it in here to store it until I got ready for it. Now see, the way I'm going to do it, I'm screwing that up in there into the 5-inch can that I have up in the ceiling. Okay, so this is how it comes, just like this. Well, if you end up installing it in a cut-in 4-inch plastic box like this, you're going to use this bracket, you're going to use the screws and the wire nuts. Now where do you put the wire nuts for this? Yeah. Well, what you're going to end up doing is at that point you're going to take this and your wire cutters, you're going to snip that off. You're not going to use this end. Now you've got the stranded wire here. You can strip those back off, and then you can use the wire nuts up in the ceiling. That's how you're gonna do that.
You're not gonna do it that way.
Okay, but I'm not gonna do it that way. And the good thing, you know, they make it so that you can use it for either 4-inch or 5 or 6-inch box. That's kind of slick.
Yeah.